Intercepts. We've talked about y-intercepts, and what's the other one? X-intercepts. And what's another name for x-intercepts? What? Y'all, we have not talked about slope with parabolas at all. So what is another word for intercepts with x? Starts with an R.
Rational.
Roots.
Like for trees.
I said that.
Recreational vehicles. Not parking.
So today we're going to learn how to graph it in intercept form where you have your zeros. And the way you do that is by factoring. Which means that if you don't know how to factor, you're not going to be able to do this. Now the first two that I give you, they start off in the factored form. Lucky you. After that, you're going to have to be able to factor the problem. So, yes, that's right. So your intercept form is x minus p, a times x minus p times x minus q. Now p and q are your zeros. There's where they cross the x-axis. Because when we factor, remember, we're going from x squared to a factored form. We factor with two x's. Right. I say what I write. Now, this also still has to do with the taco or the snow cone. So if A is positive, if A is greater than 0, is it going to be a taco or a snow cone? Taco. If A is less than 0, if it's negative, what is it going to be? A snow cone. So is this one going to be a taco or a snow cone?
Taco.
The taco cone. Enchilada.
Y'all, it's positive. It's positive, so it opens up.
Wait, so the first X
No, the number out front of the parentheses. Is there a number out front?
No.
That means it's 1. That means it's positive. That means it opens up. Okay? Now, so the first thing we're going to do, the first thing you do to find your intercepts, step 1, is you take each of your parentheses and you set them equal to 0. So we say x plus 1, and we set it equal to 0. And then we say x minus 3, and we set it equal to 0. So you take each of your parts in your parentheses and you set them equal to 0. Does everybody understand so far?
Yes.
Okay, then you solve for x. So how would we solve this one for x?
Subtract 1.
Thank God. Take a point. You would subtract 1 from both sides, and you get x equals negative 1. That's our first 0. What would you do over here?
Add 3.
Add 3. So x equals 3. That's our second 0. So the first step is solve for x. We're not back in your day anymore. We're in my day. Please do what I tell you. Alright, so now what I want you to do is I want you to plot those. I want you to plot negative 1, and I want you to plot 3. Now from there, what do you know about your axis of symmetry?
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle. It cuts it in half, right? So it's always going to be in the middle of your zeros. So, okay, what are you confused on?
Well, you told us to plot -1.
Negative 1 and 3. So I went left 1, put a dot, and then right 3, put a dot. They're two different points because we have two zeros. Alright, so step 2, you have to find the middle. So to do that, you do negative 1 plus 3, and you divide it by 2. You take your zeros, add them together, divide by 2. That's all you do. What's, yes, always, because it's halfway, right? So half is cutting it in half by 2. Dividing by 2. So you always take your zeros, add them together, divide by 2. What's negative 1 plus 3?
2.
What's 2 divided by 2? So where's your axis of symmetry? Now, I want you to draw your dotted line at 1. What do you think is the last thing I want you to find? I don't care about that right now. What do we need, though? The vertex. Take a point. And how do you think we find the vertex? What do we do?
X equals B something.
Plug it in. That's the axis of symmetry, and we would use that in standard form. This time it's not in standard form, so we find it here. That's a great thought process, though. Carolina was right. We plug it in. So you take your 1. Take a point, Carolina. And you plug it in here and here.
Yeah.
Because that's your x. We found our axis of symmetry. We found our x. So we take this 1 and we're going to plug it in to find y. Because remember, anytime we're looking for x, anytime we're looking for y, we plug x in. So we say y equals, what am I going to put in my first parentheses? 1 plus 1 times 1 minus 3. Crazy.
So it ain't gonna be no extra. It's gonna be
It's 2.
Alright, what 1 plus 1 is 2. And what's 1 minus 3?
-2.
And what's 2 times negative 2?
That's 4.
Negative 4.
I still find
Why you have to do 2 times -2?
1 plus 1 is 2, right? And it's in parentheses. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Parentheses mean we multiply.
I find standard form so
That's okay. Alright, so now to plot this, we go right 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then connect them. Now, I saw a lot of you connecting with a V. You cannot connect these with a V. It's a U. It's a parabola. You cannot connect with a V. That's a totally different function. So it'll be wrong. Okay? It's a U. Alright, what did we do first? Somebody raise their hand and let's not all just scream. Alright, Travis. We solved for x. What did we do, though? Tell me what we did.
Oh, you set your x to 0.
I took my parentheses and I set them equal to 0.
Yeah.
And then I solved for x.
Yes.
Alright, step 2, and I plotted those. Step 2 is I added them together and divided by 2 to find what? What did that give us?
Your axis of symmetry.
Yes, thank you, axis of symmetry. I know it gave us 1, but what is 1? And then what did we do from there? Plug it in. Alright, let's do the next one together.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you'll get homework. Maybe. We got time to do more together, so. Alright, step 1. Now, notice that there's a negative out front. That is going to be very important. Do you think it's going to be a taco or a snow cone? It's going to be a snow cone because it's negative. Leave that there. Now, what you do is you take your parentheses. You say x minus 1 equals 0. And x minus 5 equals 0. You don't have to write the parentheses. I don't know why I did. I went crazy.
No, you're perfectly normal. You do your own thing. You work.
Thanks.
If it's accurate, why you put no parentheses around the x? I mean, I know
Alright, now, solve these for x. What does x equal? And x equals 5. Those are our zeros. So please put a point at 1 and at 5. Now, what it means by zeros is these are the solutions to our equations. So if ever I ask you what's the solution to a parabola, you find the zeros. These are the solutions. Let's make a note on that that says zeros are the solutions. So now that we have our zeros, what do we need to find?
Your y.
No, you're axis.
Axis of symmetry. Which means we add these together and then divide by what?
2.
So we do 1 plus 5, and we divide it by 2. What's 1 plus 5?
6.
What's 6 divided by 2?
3.
3. So where are we going to put our axis of symmetry?
3.
Do we have to draw that every time?
Yes.
Thank you. It is mandatory. It is imperative to the safety of the nation. All right, what is step 3?
Plug it in.
Plug it in. Why do we plug it in besides Carolina and Travis? To get the Y. Yes. All right, some people are alive. Good. Take a point if you answered. Now, this is where the negative comes into play. It's equal to negative parentheses. What does our x equal?
1.
I'm sorry, what's our axis of symmetry? 3. It does equal 1, y'all were looking up here, but I meant our axis of symmetry. My fault. X 3 minus 1 times 3 minus 5. So plug in your axis of symmetry. Plug this guy in here and here. Alright, what's 3 minus 1? And the negative out front makes it a negative 2. Alright, what's 3 minus 5? And what's negative 2 times negative 2?
4.
Positive 4. So what do I need to do now? What do I have to plot?
Wait, Miss Ezra.
Yes.
Where did you get those 2 2s? No, where did you get, why did you get 2 2s?
Because 3 minus 1 is 2, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. It won't always be that way. It just worked out that way this time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, 3 minus 1 is,
Oh, yes.
it's 2, and the negative made it a negative 2.
Oh.
3 minus 5 is negative 2.
Oh.
Did a light bulb go off? Hallelujah! Alright, now we need to plot 3, 4. How do I get to 3, 4?
Oh, right.
3 of 4.
Mitchell, did you say that yours is dead?
Yes.
Why?
Wow.
Mine's been dead since I was in school.
Okay.
So,
His brain.
Oh.
Connect it and make a snow cone. Now, we know we did it right because it's a negative. It's supposed to be a snow cone. Like that.
Are you putting on 1 and 4? 1 and 5?
Yes?
That should make that.
What if they measure it?
It's called sleep.
Stuck in your head.
Well, it doesn't help.
I only got 3 hours of sleep last night.
Who called this way? God.
Are you dead? Yes. No.
Alright, turn your paper over.
Is this the homework?
No, this is right now work. We have 10 minutes together. What are you talking about? On the back of the graph paper, guys. This I turned over. If you already have stuff, get a new piece of paper. How do you guys function on a daily basis without someone telling you step by step what to do?
It hurts.
Good question, Alex. I'm actually going to make mistakes. The hockey player?
That's not my name.
Yeah, no, but it's right.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They play basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also majored in baseball in college.
Wait, did he really play basketball?
Do you know who?
It's just a base. Wait, how do you measure base?
That's the point. That's the joke.
Oh.
There is no hope for the future.
Just like a hockey.
There is no hope for the future.
Pasta big slice pizza? Yeah.
Alright, try that one on me. Super fast, super fast. Stop talking and do your math. You know, he can't focus whenever you talk to him. You may be able to, but he can't. Can you tell me? What did we do to begin with? Flip your paper over and follow step 1.
I figured out.
Do I text my mother?
No, but I'll text your mother.
I typed my number.
Yes, it's okay.
She said yes.
I can't text her and tell her I'm staying here. Does that go to
No, you have to go home.
I don't know, like I'm saying after school.
Tomorrow. I'm not staying after school
No,
today.
not even for this class.
Not right now. Yes.
You probably just like,
Charlie.
Yep.
oh my God.
For the moment.
I'm hearing how deep into that conversation.
You know that we talk a lot.
Do you talk to my mom?
Mm-hmm.
You talk to my mom? Or just my dad?
It's your dad. Your dad, not Texel.
You supposed to go this?
Yes, decimals are okay. They're your friends. Okay. Divided by 2.
I just did that.
What's 7 divided by 2?
That's gonna be that.
3.5.
Look at you go. You got a decimal, baby. I'm so
10
proud.
plus 4 divided by 2. I did it.
No. Why did you double those?
Huh?
Why did you double these?
I added 5.
No, baby. You set them equal to 0. Did you look back at your notes? Did you look right here and see where we set both parts equal to 0?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
I thought like we subtracted.
No, I want you to set both of your parentheses equal to 0, like this. That's what I want you to do. Okay? So let's turn it over and do that part together. You should have done x minus 5 equal to 0 and x minus 2 equal to 0. Like that. Did everybody get that first step done?
Yeah.
I don't know why I did.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, now what do? You have to solve for x.
I mean, add 5.
Mhm.
0.
Excuse interruption after the afternoon announcements. I'd like to say congratulations to Nathan Walton, who will sign a letter of
So
intent
x
with
equals,
Coastal Alabama Community
and
College.
x equals,
We are proud of you, Nathan,
Okay.
and look forward to cheering you on at the next level of play. Students.
then you should have added them together and cut it in half and you got 3.5. Did you guys plug it in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully you did that. Tonight for homework, I want you to graph this and you have 2 more problems to do.
If your last name begins with the letter O through Z, please be at the same design area for 0 period Thursday morning at 7:30.
3.5 minus 5, 3.5 minus 2, multiply together.
If your last name begins with the letters A through N, and you missed your morning session for AP demographics, you have 2 more opportunities to get this done. You may come Thursday
Like that.
morning at 7:30.
You subtract, then multiply.
Open seat available.
Subtract these, then multiply. Alright, B.
If you do not come to either session,
Yes, homework.
or Friday morning session, you will be required to be here for Saturday school to complete your demographic. Students, please be sure you make that up, and O through Z be here.
None of that is
Thursday morning.
necessary.
Have a great afternoon, Warrior Strong.
Oh, yeah. What time she celebrates school spirit?
What, honey?
I have a cramp
In your leg?
in my thigh.
I'm not helping you with that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
John, that's not appropriate.
wrong.
No, that's really not.
Well, you take Christian class?